Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the DC Comics from Mattel and the new Batman vs Superman movie. We're looking at Battle Armor Batman. Certainly finding this new wave of movie figures very interesting. It's a little bit hit and miss. Certainly the Superman was a miss. The Batman though looks actually pretty decent. This guy I picked up at my local Toys R Us. He is very expensive along with these new movie figures. I think personally ridiculously expensive. They're near the $20 mark, which for the limited articulation and quality they've got, I think is very poor. And if you see my Superman figure review, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. The Batman, at least, is a little bit bigger. I like the suit, and that's really why I bought it. It covers up, I guess, some of the imperfections that these figures have. In terms of packaging, comes in the standard Batman vs Superman style packaging. Certainly a movie I'm really excited for. I know some people are being very negative about the movie, saying it's going to be crap, saying Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor's terrible, saying that the Superman Batman fight's going to be terrible. All this sort of stuff. I think people just need to chill, take a step back, relax. Have a little bit of confidence in DC. They've delivered brilliant movies before. Yes, they've delivered some shit ones like Green Lantern, which I will do a review very soon on the Deadpool movie, which is one of the best movies, superhero movies I've ever seen. But that's a discussion for a different day. In terms of Batman, though, Ben Affleck as Batman, I think he suits it really well. He's an older Batman, a little bit wiser, I'm hoping. Certainly a little bit more boss from what I've heard. Even Alfred in the movie is going to be pretty tank. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. I'm interested to see how Jesse Eisenberg as Lex works out. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about. I do want to see what happens in the Batman-Superman dynamic, how they turn against each other, how they fight. I think that will be very interesting. Certainly, I've deliberately tried to avoid anything on the net or on YouTube, trailers and all that sort of stuff, because I don't want this movie spoiled for me, and I'm hoping it's going to be really good. And taking a look at the back of the packaging, we see the red capes are not coming, and that's because we've got a pretty sick-looking armoured Batman. He doesn't look too bad on the back. He looks a lot lighter in colour tone than the actual figure. Other ones we've got Shield Clash Superman. There is a Wonder Woman figure, which I didn't see. They've got Grapple Blast Batman and Gauntlet Assault Batman. Reminds me of when I was a kid, I suppose, and we used to get like just a ton of different variant Batman figures, in particular from the animated series. You had, Scorpion Attack Batman and Snake Charmer Batman and Bruce Wayne turning into Batman and all sorts of cool figures. So I don't mind some of the ridiculous ones we get, but let's get this guy opened up. Okay, and here we've got Batman opened up and out of packaging, and actually it's a pretty decent figure, certainly a lot better than the Superman. It is a little bit smaller than our standard DC collectibles type figures, which I'll bring in for comparison shortly. We'll start by taking a look at the face. One of the issues I have with these figures is the cheap quality of the paint, and I don't know how well you guys can see, but that face looks pretty average. I mean, the actual suit itself, brilliant detail. The skin color on it, though, is kind of crappy. I love just little detail, like look at all the battle scuffs and marks on the armored suit. I think that is a really good addition. Certainly some nice detail moving through. You see, various bits of damage throughout the figure on the sides there and everything like that. So, I mean, it's not too bad. Certainly, I'm glad I picked this one up. Moving down as well. Certainly, in determining who's better, Batman or Superman, figure-wise, Batman. Now, if you haven't had a chance to read The Dark Knight, or The Dark Knight Returns, I should say, make sure you go and do that before watching this movie. I think it's one of the best comic book series of all time. If you're too lazy to do that, then buy for like $15. You'll get both The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2. Brilliant storylines. The first one, obviously, you've got Batman coming out of retirement to take down the mutants. And then the second half, Part 2, is what really interests me. And basically what you've got is a ban on superheroes by the government, and they enforce that by using Superman. So Batman comes back to take down the mutants, draws the attention of the government, Government gets involved, sends in Superman. Batman and Superman fight. Cool little plot twist. The Joker, he's basically in a mental asylum, comatose, because he's, Batman's gone away, he's disappeared. And all you see is, like a news flash of Batman returning, and the Joker grin comes back, and he plays into the plot as well, and it's fantastic how it works out. One thing I think is really cool with the upcoming movie, DC released a set containing every time Batman and Superman have fought in the comics, and that's about $15-20 as well. So certainly some merchandise. And I'm not sponsored by DC. I'm certainly plugging a lot of their crap, but I am a big DC fan, I suppose. In terms of articulation, ball-jointed head, swivel in the arms, bend at the elbow. I'm a little upset they didn't give us a ball joint like the Superman. Nothing in the waist, swivel in the legs, and swivel in the knee. So extremely limited in what this guy can do. Taking a look on the back, he's got a really cheap, shitty cape. Nice detail though on the back of the suit. Check that out. That looks great, actually. Overall, I can't knock it because the actual sculpt is pretty damn good. Like the paint and everything panned out very nice. Just for comparison, I've got Batman with a DC Collectibles figure. You see he is substantially shorter. He is a lot taller than the same released wave Superman. I guess that's because of the suit. I'm really excited for this movie. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's two of my favourite heroes of all time going at it. I hope it'll be good. Certainly, if you're a die-hard Batman Superman fan, then it's probably worth picking these figures up. Otherwise, if I'm completely honest, it's probably worth giving it a miss. I'm a little upset DC Collectibles are not making any figures from this movie. They do Arrow, they do Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Gotham. They'll probably do Supergirl, but there's nothing announced, at least at this stage, for Batman vs Superman. And that's a little bit upsetting because if they had, I would have held out and waited to get those figures because I think they would absolutely nail those figures. Instead, we have to make do with this, which is a bit of a shame. Movie Masters, I think, will probably come out by Mattel a little bit later on. They normally do some good figures, and I'll try and pick those up and review them for you too. Overall, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If you're a big Batman fan, then this guy is worth picking up.